Cat care tips: how to handle litter box problems. Keep in mind that 1 in 10 cats develops elimination problems over time. He might stop using the box altogether or use it for defecation and urination, but not for both. Or she might continue eliminating both in and out of her box. Whatever the case, find out how to effectively handle litter box problems, whether they originate from a past or current medical condition, conflicts between multiple cats in your house, dislikes for the litter box type or the litter itself, or displeasure at the location or placement of the litter box. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How you doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. And today we have one of my favorite topics: cat care tips, how to handle litter box problems. For those of us who love cats, this is just bonanza. I love the topics. It's just fantastic. And if you are doing as fantastic as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today, I want to talk to you about the cat care tips. Why do some cats eliminate outside the litter box? This is a question that a lot of folks have asked, and we are going to answer today. Now, litter box management problems. If your cat isn't comfortable with her litter box or cannot easily access it, she probably won't use it. So the following common litter box problems might cause her to eliminate outside of her box. So you haven't cleaned your cat's litter box often or thoroughly enough. You haven't provided enough litter boxes for your household. Be sure to have a litter box for each of your cats, as well as one extra. Your cat's litter box is too small for her. Your cat cannot easily get into her litter box at all times. Your cat's litter box has a hood or liner that makes her kind of uncomfortable. And the litter in your cat's box is too deep. That's the thing. Cats usually prefer 1 or 2 inches of litter. Now, you also have surface preference. Some cats develop preferences for eliminating uncertain surfaces or textures like carpet, bedding, or potting soil. You also have litter preference or aversion. Really depends. Now, you have to understand predators who hunt at night, such as cats, they have sensitive senses of smell and touch to help them navigate through their environment. So these sensitivities can also influence a cat's reaction to his litter. Cats who have grown accustomed to a certain litter, they might decide that they dislike the smell or feel of a different litter. So you have to adjust to his preferences. You also have location preference or aversion. Like people and dogs, cats develop preferences for where they like to eliminate and may avoid locations they don't like. This means they might avoid their litter box if it's in a location they dislike. Inability to use the litter box. Now, remember that geriatric cats or cats with physical limitations may have a difficult time using certain types of litter boxes, such as the top entry boxes or litter boxes with high sides. Cats also might eliminate outside the litter box if they have a negative litter box association. For example, there are many reasons why a cat who has reliably used her litter box in the past starts to eliminate outside of the box. And a common reason is that something happened to upset him while he was using the litter box. If this is the case with your cat, you might notice, for example, that he seems hesitant to return to the box. So he may enter the box but then leave very quickly, sometimes before even using the box. One common cause for this is painful elimination. That's what experts have said. If your cat had a medical condition that caused him pain when he eliminated, he may have learned to associate the discomfort with using his litter box. Even if your cat's health has returned to normal, that previous association might still cause him to avoid his litter box. Another adverse factor here is household stress. Remember that stress can cause litter box problems. Cats can be stressed by events that their owners may not think of as traumatic. Changes in things that even indirectly affect the cat, like moving, adding new animals or family members to your household, even changing your daily routine, can sometimes make your cat feel anxious. Multi-cat household conflicts. I know this one pretty well. If you have multiple cats in your house, sometimes this could create conflicts. And sometimes one or more cats in a household control access to litter boxes, and they prevent the other cats from using them. So even if one of the cats isn't actually confronting the other cats in the litter box, any conflict between cats in a household can create enough stress to cause litter box problems. So this is really a non-exhaustive list of some of the underlying reasons why some cats eliminate outside the litter box. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Q. We're actually having a conversation right now about cat care tips, how to handle litter box problems. Now, there are medical problems that can cause inappropriate elimination. But before I speak about those, please consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already done so. We beg you, please smash the like button, comment below, and share. If you subscribe to us, turn on the notification bell so you are informed every day when we release a new show. We do this every single day, rain or shine. Now, do you have something called UTI, urinary tract infection? So if your cat frequently enters his litter box and seems to produce only small amounts of urine, he may have a urinary tract infection. So you want to quickly see a vet to rule out this possible medical problem. Let's just say in general here that this conversation I'm having with you is for general information only. For any problem that your cat has or your dog, please consult a vet. You want an expert who understands your cat, who knows your cat breed, who understands what's going on in your family situation and can give you the best advice. Every cat is different. Every pet owner has a different situation. So this show aims to give you a general canvas of information. All right. So UTI, we also have something called FIC. This is feline interstitial cystitis. Now, FIC is a neurological disease that affects a cat's bladder. Cystitis means inflamed bladder. Cats with cystitis will attempt to urinate frequently and may look as if they are straining, but with little success. Now, they sometimes can lick themselves where they urinate, and they may have blood in their urine. So, feline interstitial cystitis can cause a cat to eliminate outside of his box, but this is only because of the increased urgency to urinate and because there is pain involved in urination. Now remember that feline interstitial cystitis is very serious and in some cases can be life-threatening to the cat. So you want to treat that quickly and you want to see a vet ASAP. Kidney stones or blockage. If your cat has kidney stones or a blockage, she may frequently enter her litter box. She may also experience pain or meow or cry when she tries to eliminate. Now, this is because of the pain, and therefore her abdomen may be tender to the touch. Now, there are other problems. There are other behavior problems to rule out. There is something called urine marking that all cat owners are accustomed to. So urine marking is a problem that most pet owners consider a litter box problem since it involves generally elimination outside the box. However, the treatment and the cause are entirely different from other litter box problems, and consequently it is considered a rule out, right? So a cat who urine marks will regularly eliminate in her litter box, but will also deposit urine in other locations, usually on vertical surfaces. When marking though, she will usually back up to a vertical object like a chair, side wall, or speaker, stand with her body erect and her tail extended straight up in the air and spray urine onto the surface. Often, the cat's tail will twitch while she is spraying. Now, the amount of urine a cat sprays when she is urine marking is usually less than the amount she would void during regular elimination in her box. All right. So this is kind of important. You want to rule out urine marking as a cause of an underlying litter box problem. It's not. All right. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still continuing our conversation about a topic I love a lot, which is cat care tips, how to handle litter box problems. Now, what should you do as a responsible cat owner if your cat eliminates outside the litter box? I'm going to give you a few basic tips for making cats feel better about using their litter boxes. Now, remember that virtually all cats like clean litter boxes, so you want to scoop and change your cat's litter at least once a day. At least once a day. You have to rinse the litter box out completely with baking soda or unscented soap once a week. The majority of cats prefer large boxes that they can easily enter. So you can have plastic sweater storage containers make excellent litter boxes. Right? Most cats like a shallow bed or litter, so you can provide 1 or 2 inches or even 3 inches of litter rather than 3 to 4 inches. They also prefer clumping, unscented litter. Now, your cat may prefer the type of litter she used as a kitten. So you want to go back to the cat's childhood and see what kind of preferences she had back then. Most cats don't like box litters or lids on their boxes. All right? So because self-cleaning boxes are generally cleaner than traditional types of litter boxes, many cats accept them readily. However, remember that if you are going to use a self-cleaning litter box and your cat starts eliminating outside of the box, try switching to a traditional type of litter box. Now, how do you resolve a litter box problem? The first step here in resolving elimination outside the litter box is to rule out urine marking, as I said earlier, and medical problems. So you need to double check with your vet. So once your vet determines that your cat doesn't have a medical condition or issue, you need to try a few things. Provide enough litter boxes. Place the litter boxes in accessible locations away from high traffic areas and away from areas where the cat might feel trapped. Put your cat's food bowls somewhere other than right next to her litter box. You also want to think about removing covers and liners from all litter boxes. Now, one thing that always works in practice is to give your cat a choice of litter types. So cats generally, as I said earlier, cats generally prefer clumping litter with a medium to fine texture, but you want to vary. You want to vary and see what she likes. Scoop at least once a day. That's already said that. You want to clean accidents thoroughly with an enzymatic cleanser designed to neutralize pet odors. If your cat stalls in just a few spots, place litter boxes there. Now, make inappropriate elimination areas less appealing, right? So you can try putting like regular or motion activated light in dark areas. Now, if your cat has developed a surface or location preference, as I said earlier, you have that, if your cat seems to prefer eliminating on a certain kind of surface or in a certain location, you'll need to make that surface or its location less appealing. So if the preference is in a dark area, try putting a bright color, or even better, a motion activated light in that area, and vice versa, right? If she likes a light place, a light area, if she likes a bright area, try make it dark. You can also make surfaces less pleasant to stand on by placing upside down carpet runners, tin foil, or double-sided sticky tape where your cat has eliminated in the past. All right, you clean accidents with, as I said earlier, with enzymatic cleanser designed to neutralize pet odors. And this, you can find this at most pet stores, no problem there. Now, if your cat has developed a litter preference or aversion, you can do a few things. If you think your cat may dislike her litter type, texture, or smell, try offering her different types of litter to use. So cats typically prefer clumping litter with a medium to fine texture. So this is something that it's just very fantastic. You can also make sure that the litter is unscented, right? To help your cat pick her preferred litter, put a few boxes side by side with different types of litter in them. She'll use the one that she likes the most. If your cat is unable to use her litter box, I'm talking here about special needs cats, right? The geriatric cats, those who are older or have arthritis, or even those who are still very young, they might have trouble with certain types of litter boxes. So boxes that have sides that are too high or have a top side opening might make it difficult for your cat to enter or even leave the box. So you can try switching to a litter box with low sides, right? Now, as with any situation where the cat may have eliminated outside her box, clean accidents always thoroughly with an enzymatic cleanser designed to neutralize pet odors. What is a treatment for a negative litter box association? As I said earlier, if your cat has developed some kind of adversary association with the litter box, you need to fix that. And the best way to do this is that you want to switch things around. Things that might upset your cat while she's eliminating in her box include being cornered or trapped by a dog, cat, or person, hearing a loud noise or commotion, or seeing something threatening or startling. So these experiences, or any other disturbing experience for that matter, could make your cat very reluctant to enter her litter box. So if your cat is afraid of her litter box, you may notice her running into the box and then leaving again very quickly, sometimes before he's finished eliminating. So you need to change the conditions around. Whatever the source of the negative association is, you need to change that. You need to fix that. All right? I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still having a conversation here around cat care tips, how to handle litter box problems. Now, changing the way your cat feels. Now, if your cat associates her litter box with unpleasant things, you can help, as I said earlier, by fixing things, but you can work to help her develop new and pleasant associations. Now, cats can never, ever be forced to enjoy something. So if you try to show your cat that her litter box is safe by placing her in the box, this will backfire at you, and this will increase her dislike of the box. So it's usually not a good idea, and your vet will certainly confirm that, to try to train your cat to use her litter box by offering her treats like you would a dog, because many cats do not like attention while they are eliminating. Okay, now sometimes retraining to overcome litter box fears or aversion may not be necessary. There are a few things you can do to help your cat learn new pleasant association. Move your cat's litter box to a new location, or add a few litter boxes in different locations at the same time. Now, always pick locations where your cat can see who is approaching from any sides that aren't backed by walls. These locations should have multiple escape routes so that your cat can quickly leave her litter box if she suddenly feels anxious. Remember, they don't like being watched while they're eliminating. Fill the litter boxes 1 or 2 inches deep with a litter that is a little different, okay, from the litter in the boxes your cat avoids. So you always use a finer or coarser texture. If you've been using scented litter, try unscented litter, and try playing with your cat near her litter box. And you always want to leave treats and toys for her to find and enjoy in the general area leading to her box. Don't put her food bowl next to the box though, because cats, again, usually don't like to eliminate close to their food. They're not complicated, they're just special. They don't want people to see them. They don't want to eliminate close to their food. I guess it kind of makes sense. They're like humans, right? Now, one thing that's very important here is if you have a long-haired cat, try carefully and gently clipping the hair on her hind ends if you notice that it gets soiled or matted during elimination. Okay, because matting can cause the hair to get pulled when the cat eliminates, and that can be very painful for the cat and make her skittish of her litter box. What is a treatment for household stress? I've already talked about that your cats might stop using his litter box altogether if he feels stressed. Now you need to identify and, if possible, eliminate any sources of stress or frustrations in your cat's environment. So you can keep, for instance, his food bowls full and in the same place. You want to make his routine as predictable as possible. Prevent the dog from chasing him. Close blinds on windows and doors so he isn't upset by cats outside. The thing here is that if you cannot eliminate sources of stress, at least try to mitigate them, try to reduce them. So you can incorporate the use of sprays or diffusers or any other sort of substances, right, that deliver a synthetic pheromone that has been shown to have some effect in relieving stress in cats and in humans also. Treatment for multi-cat household conflict. What if you have a lot of cats in the house? Some people love 12 cats, 6 cats, multiple cats. You can have an elimination problem develop as a result of conflict between cats who live together. Right? Now, if you have several cats and you're not sure which cat is soiling, speak with your vet about giving fluorescein. This is a harmless dye to one of your cats. Although the dye does not usually stain carpeting, it causes urine to glow blue under ultraviolet light for about 24 hours. So if you can't get or use fluorescein, you can temporarily confine your cats one at a time to determine which one is eliminating outside of the litter boxes in your home. There's another thing you have to pay attention to. If there is a conflict between your cats and one of them seems stressed, you want to provide additional litter boxes in locations where the anxious cat spends the majority of her time. Now, remember to always provide adequate resting areas for each cat. This can be very useful in multi-cat households to create vertical resting spots on shelves or windowsills, or by buying multi-perch cat trees. This may help to distribute resources proportionately, such as food, water, cat posts or trees, and litter boxes, so that each individual can make use of them without coming into contact or having a conflict with one of the other cats, right? And as I said earlier, you can also use synthetic pheromone sprays or diffusers to reduce general social stress in your household. What about medication? Let's talk about medication here. Now, for medication, the process is kind of similar. In other words, you want to start with always consulting your vet before giving your cat any type of medication for a behavior problem, because medications can provide additional help in treating improper elimination when the behavior, and this is very important, is in response to stress or anxiety. Now, it is unlikely to be helpful if your cat eliminates outside of his box because of litter management problems, an aversion to a particular kind of litter or location, a preference for a particular surface or location, or a physical inability to use the box altogether, right? So this is some of the things you have to think about. You can also reach out to a professional called a veterinary behaviorist. They sometimes work in the same practice with vets, and they will basically this is if you want to have you want to push the envelope a little further and analyze your cat in depth. All right, something to think about. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are going to end today's conversation, and I've been talking to you for the last 20 minutes or so about cat care tips, how to handle litter box problems. Now, what not to do. I've told you what to do. I've gone through a lot of details to explain to you what to do, but what not to do. Regardless of what you do to solve your cat's elimination problems, here are a few things to always avoid. Do not rub your cat's nose in urine or feces. They hate that. Do not scold your cat and carry or drag her to the litter box. No. Do not confine your cat to a small room with the litter box for days to weeks or longer without doing anything else to resolve his elimination problems. Do not clean up accidents with an ammonia-based cleanser. Urine contains ammonia, and therefore cleaning with ammonia will attract your cat to the same spot to urinate again. Instead, use a product specifically for cleaning pet accidents. Right? Here's a recap of today's conversation. We were talking about cat care tips, how to handle litter box problems. I spoke to you about why do some cats eliminate outside of the litter box. So I spoke about litter box management problems, surface preference, litter preference or aversion, location preference or aversion, inability to use the litter box, negative litter box association, household stress, and multi-cat household conflict. I also talked about medical problems that can cause inappropriate elimination. So we spoke about urinary tract infection, feline interstitial cystitis, kidney stones or blockage, other behavior problems to rule out, and urine marking. We spoke about what to do if your cat eliminates outside the litter box, so how to resolve a litter box problem, what to do if your cat has developed a surface or location preference, if your cat has developed a litter preference or aversion, if your cat is unable to use his or her litter box, and treatment for negative litter box association. I also talked about changing the way your cat feels. So in terms of treatment for household stress, treatment for multi-cat household conflicts, and medications. And last but not the least, I spoke about what not to do. Thank you so much for listening to today's conversation. I really appreciate that. I'll talk to you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.